Hello and welcome to my channel, Making Crafts. Today I am going to continue working on my altered book Christmas journal. That's hard for me to get out. And so I've already gone ahead, and in the previous video I showed you how I folded my pages, and then I've gone ahead and decorated some of the inside here. And so I've collaged some pages, added some paper to some pages. I've covered some of the pockets and different things. And so now I'm going to go through and do some more covering of the pages, and then after I get all the pages covered, I'll go back and I will decorate the pages up. I want to see how thick it gets before I add too many decorations and pockets to the pages. And so I'm going to go through and just cover them real quick, and well, not quickly, but as fast as I can. We'll go through and decorate the pages, and then I will, even though I've covered some, so like right here I've covered this style, I still have this style back in here, so that if you don't have any idea how to cover them, I'll be showing you here. So all of these repeat pretty much, so you'll still get a good idea on how to cover your pages if you want to follow along and make one as well. I just decided to do some of these off camera because it does take quite a while to do these, and a lot of them is just covering pages. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get started covering our pages. So I want to see where I go. So I've got this one, and these little things clipped in here, I don't know if I told you, but these are things I'm going to add to the pages later, and I didn't want to forget about it, so I've just got them clipped in there. So for this page, I want to figure out what I want on the back side here, and it will be done. So let me take a look here. I have laid out a few things that were ideas. I'm thinking this would look good, so I just need to cut it down. For this one, I'm not tearing my pages. I'm going to be using my We Are Memory Keepers to this little paper trimmer, and it has a little design in there. I guess you can't see it, but it kind of gives a little edge, just like when you tear the pages. It's just a little bit more uniform and decorative. But for me, this weekend was just not the weekend for me to try and tear pages. I just wasn't enjoying tearing the pages. So I decided that I would just use this little trimmer here and just have decorative edges that way. And I do like how the edges are looking. You can see them here, and they kind of look like torn pages. So I think this will look good behind there. You've got just a little bit of this peeking out, but I think that's okay. Don't think that's a problem. So I'm going to just back this one, and then I do have some other pieces laid out, so we're going to make some pages that will be a little bit more to them than just covering them with paper. But I wanted to do some of this one on camera so you could see me put it together. And this is one I'm pretty sure, I may change my mind because I do have several more Christmas journals I want to make. But I'm thinking that this one is going to be my December daily. I think I'll use this one. I did not have to do all these edges. All of them's not going to show, but so this one is going to be my December daily, and unless I change my mind, right now that's what I have planned, and this will be the one that I add pictures and journaling to. So I want to just see here. I think like that will be pretty, and I wonder if I had a little doily here to kind of cover up that image. It's probably going to look better just to leave that image showing. I want these edges to line up. I may need to trim it down just a little bit more anyway, so that it doesn't buckle up my page. Yeah, I'm going to trim that just a little bit more. So let's just see. That's how I've been doing this one. Is at first I had a guide, but then I did get where I'm just trimming and working it into here instead of using the page guide, because each page is a little different. I mean, the things I'm doing on it, and so I just wanted it to just work it out the way, just cut everything per page to match that page and what I want to do with it. Now I do have the page guide for the pages like this that are just, I'm off camera. For the pages like this are just plain, I have a little page guide for that, a template. But for this stuff like this, I'm just pretty much cutting it to match the actual page. So I think that's cute there. I don't think that looks bad at all. Another option would be this one that has nothing on it. I like this one. I'm going to add it. And I have been using my ATG to put these on because for some reason this weekend I just felt like using it instead of the glue. And it's got, this tape that I've got in it is really strong tape, it seems to be anyways. So I decided that's what I wanted to use. I used to use this a long time ago to, instead of my art glitter glue, to make cards and different things. And so it does hold pretty good. So, and this one's not going to be traveling. I don't know how this holds up with different weather, like if you were mailing this one. But this one's not going to be traveling. It is going to be staying with me, so I'm not really worried about it. The only problem is as soon as you put it down, it's stuck. So for this page, I probably should use my art glitter glue because I got to line, I want to line these edges up. Let's see here. I just want this top edge and the side edge to match. So that's the only thing before I press it down. I'm just going to hold it there, up out of the way. There we go. So that's perfect. But I have an issue here. To line this edge up, it left, there's no coming up now. This stuff is stuck on good. It left a little bit of letters up there. So what I may do is maybe I find a little bit of Christmas washi, or I could take a little bit of something. I've got some strips here where I'm holding on to all my scraps. Let me see if I can find one that would be decorative. That one may look good. So let's just cut that to fit there. Okay, so now I want to just glue this pocket shut. Now I am using my art glitter glue for this part. I'm just not using it for the whole sheet part. And the reason I'm doing that is because sometimes I find that double-sided tape, when you try to stick things in pockets, it'll still stick to it. There'll be a little bit in there that'll stick to the item. So that's why I'm doing this. And I've already inked around the page. Last night I sat and inked around a lot of the pages, so some of them are ready. So I think that's nice. You know what I need to do? I forgot. I need to pull this forward here. It's not coming all the way to the edge. So let's see if I can do that. If the glue's not totally dry. I forgot to close it up and pull it. That is one thing I forgot to do. I was busy talking. That's okay. That's okay. We're just learning. So now we're going to have to re-glue it after all that work. Okay. I'll get my bone folder. Not liking how that wrinkled up there, but I'm not really sure there's much I can do about it. But what if we just put a little bit of ribbon there? I kind of like that. It's glittery. And it's not that thick, so let me see if I can trim that a little bit more. And I'll just do the same thing, probably to the other side. Let me see here. Let's raise all this out of the way. But that looks just as pretty over here as well. So that's what we'll do. We'll just add that ribbon. So I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac, but I have to wait for it to work its way down. So let me just clean off all of this that I've piled up. And I can go ahead, let me have it sitting right there so it can work its way down. Go ahead and cut a piece for this side. So we can just go ahead and match them. I'm going to go through and decorate like this, so it's not going to matter that I go ahead and do it now. When I see something that needs it. I think it's ready. Just going to put along the edge here. Okay. Cover up that little, I'm trying to see which side's the right side. Cover up that little wrinkle there. And it really could have stayed because I am aging the pages, but it just bothered me, so I just wanted to move it. remove it. So this is a good way. Okay. Try to make them the same across from each other. So then I may have to go back and glue just a little higher. Nope, that's stuck down good. That's perfect. Okay. So I like that. I think that added to the page too, so I think that's cute. And I may go through and do that once I can see, like I said before, I'll add decorations when I see how thick it is, because I don't want to make it too thick. I may just go through and add some ribbon at the bottoms and maybe some at the top as well. It may have looked good to add some of this at the top, just to frame out the page. But we'll come back and work on some of that later. So we have this one pretty much, then we'll just need something in that pocket. Okay, so let's see there. This seems to be working out. And let me see here. I did have, let me look, I have some decorations here. I stuck them in the pocket. So I have these little girls that I want to add to this one. So here I want to add that little girl, and then up there. And I debated on putting something behind them so they stood out more, but I kind of like how they sort of blend in with the page. So I'm just going to leave them as they are, and I'm going to ink a little. I had inked some, but I missed her little legs right here, the little white. So I'm just going to ink around them, kind of dulling some of the white. And I've already inked with this one. I missed her little feet. Let's just get some of that white off, because the stark white. And then I'm just going to add them to the little spots there. And I did mess up on this page. That's why it's sticking up like that. And I'm not really sure what to do. It's too late now. So what I did wrong was I let this paper come too far over, too close to the edge of the spine of the book. So you can see it's not laying down like the rest. The rest are laying down. And there's no way to go back and fix it. Once it glued down, I really don't know how I would fix it. So I'm just going to have to live with it. So I'm just going to pin it down right now while we glue in this, and that will help. And I may just get another one and pin down at the bottom, and that will help too. Okay, and so I'm just going to add some glue to this little girl, and I'm going to attach her right here. And I am adding them in the lighter spots of the pockets so that they do show up some, but I like them blending in some as well. So I do have several things laid out we'll work on today on this one, and I'll try to watch the timer and not go too long with the video, but I do want to get a lot done with this journal today. But in case you're making one too, I thought you might want to see how I'm decorating mine, and I will list all the papers below where all this came from. And I think these right here came from the Graphics Fairy, and I think this is one of the freebies. I don't know if this one's a freebie or not. Can't remember. But there we have those. I think that's very cute. So now we can take our paper clips off. And what did I want to work on? So now I just want to decide. I'm not going in order. I am just flip-flopping around. And, oh, I know what I had. I wanted to do some of the different pockets with you. So I had another layered pocket, what I'm calling a layered pocket. Here it is. So it's where we have, you can see here we have this layer, and then the back side of the pocket. So I want to decorate this one up. So let's just do that. And I've already picked out some papers for it. Just going to pin this down like I did before. I think that helps it stay out of the way. Okay, so for this one, I want to use these pieces for my layers. If I can find it now. Here they are. So I'm going to use several of these pieces for the layers. And so for my first layer, I'm going to put this little boy and girl. And I don't want to cut off their heads, so I'm going to mark my paper as to where, so I want their heads to be at the top of the pocket. So right here is where I need to cut. And then down here at the bottom, just do that, and then I'll have to cut the length as well. And I am using all digitals in this one because I was afraid that cardstock paper packs would be too thick for it. So I don't, and I am taking my scraps, and I have a little bin over here. I'm putting all the scraps in. That way, if I decide I want to collage a page, then I can collage it. I'll do it on the back side just in case. So let's see here. I will leave a little border. There we go. So I'm going to cut this way as well. And I'm enjoying using this paper trimmer. I've had it all year and just haven't really pulled it out to use it. And once I do pull it out and use it, I have a lot of fun with it. I don't know why I don't ever pull it out and use it. So I'm just going to do that like that. And I might need to trim just a little smidget. Just a smidget off the top. I don't want to cut into their umbrella or anything. So I'm going to do that one like that. And then hold that aside for later. This is going to be the next layer. So I'm just going to use this one as my guide. There we go. Oops, there goes my scrap bin. So that one is there, and then just need a little bit to go underneath, so it doesn't have to be that much. And then the next one is going to be hopefully this one, but I may have to cut the rest down to match it. Let's see. Will that be enough to cover? It will. So I'm just going to cut the rest down to match this one, since it's already cut ready to go. Okay. The only problem about this one is getting those little bits and pieces of paper out of the way, and I may be doing something wrong is why I'm not as successful with it. There we go. All right, so we're going to start with the first layer, and the first layer is going to be the little boy and girl. So I just want to put them there, but I do want to ink it first. I'm going to ink all around this one because the whole thing's going to be seen. Not going to go too far down. I don't think it will. So I think that'll be fine. And so then this one we just need to ink the sides and the top. The bottom's not going to be seen, and so then it's going to go like that. And then this one, same thing. So it'll go like this. And then we're going to ink our pages as well. But we'll go ahead and glue this down, and then I'll ink it. Okay, so let's just add this here, kind of trying to center it up. There we go. And then the next one, same thing. Okay, so when I take this one, since I'm using double-sided tape, I don't want to stick it down by accident, so I'm just lining it up. Got my fingers underneath it before I lay it down so that I can line it up with the edges of this one. I want the, you know, the side edges to match. So I'm just going to do the same thing with this one. So we're just going to hold it up. So I'm holding it up away from the paper. I'm lining it up, and then I just want to let my fingers glide it up to the edge so that so it's far enough up to have just a little border. And then let's ink it, because I think it's really going to stand out better once you ink the book page. You're going to see your layers so much better. Okay, so you can see, I think it's standing out better. I may just ink it a little darker. Just make it a little bit darker, because I've been going pretty light with it. I really want it to stand out against I want each edge to stand out against the paper that it's going up against. There we go. That's looking better. So there, it's standing out. So now let's just ink this edge. I think we have all of them done. So now we're just going to glue them together. And I'm going to bring my book forward like this when I glue them down. So I'm going to start with this one first. Just going to glue along this edge and along this edge. And then I'm just going to pull my book forward, pull my pages forward, get everything lined up, get this. And I feel like I'm doing the pages, getting the pages better each time, each different page I do, because this is, like I said, my first altered book, and so I feel like I'm getting better each time, getting it pulled over. So if for some reason your first few times you don't feel like you're getting them tight and it's starting to buckle on your pages, don't worry. Just, you know what, buy a cheap book to try your first one. That's what I did. This is an inexpensive book, so that if I destroyed it, it was nothing lost. And then just try it, you know. And if you mess up, you mess up, and you just start all over. So pull all this forward here. So I think this one, I'm really getting the pages better. It's just a learning where it's supposed to go and the feel of it. So just learning that and getting used to it. So I like how that turned out. And what's in between it? It's just this page and this one. Okay. So I know that they're sideways that way, but I think that's okay, because on the next page, I think I'm going to go like this. I'm just going to put this poinsettia page. Or, let's see here, could go like this. That's almost enough. Or is it enough? It's very close to being enough, where I could just trim that down and use it on my page. I think that's what I'm going to do. I could do it like this. Trying to decide. Okay, let me just cut this one down while I'm deciding. Get that one there. I think that's about the right height. Kind of hit it. Yeah, that's fine. And then what if I cut can't get it out, I'm just going to leave it there. And I just put it over the top there. I'm going to cut this end off. Let's line this up on this page and see how that fits. I think that's nice. So I'm just going to ink it and then add it. Alright, so I've gone ahead and inked them, and now I have got the back double-sided tape on them. So I'm just going to add this one first, and I'm just trying to make it about the same distance from the spine as the other side. Okay. And line them up as much as I can to be across from each other. trying to match the tops and bottoms, but it doesn't have to be perfect. And then this one, I thought I would just add it to the side here, just to add a little bit more interest to it. I think I'm gonna go back and just ink this edge just a little, because I inked all the other edges, but I thought the one where the two connected I didn't want ink, but I do want it inked. So it's kind of like adding a little piece of washi, piece of wide washi anyways. So let's see there. Trying to get it straight, or as straight as possible. I like that. So now let's just add some ink. So that is another page spread done, and I really like how that one looks. And I'll probably come back and maybe I'll add a pocket here or some sort of little decoration. I don't know what I'll add yet. We'll have to see. And so then we have all these pockets here to hold things. Okay, what else? Okay, this is supposed to be I think a top loading pocket. So I just need to glue that shut. That's all I have to do. So I'm just going to glue it on the side here, and then across the bottom. Yeah, because it's a top loading pocket. I about confused myself. I was thinking side loading, that I glued it wrong, but it's supposed to be a top loading. Okay, so then we're going to take these two, and I'm going to pull my book over again, get everything lined up, pull this forward. Oops. Slid out of my hands. There we go. Okay, got that. Feels good. All right. So now that's a top loading. So let's go ahead and punch our little thing in it here. I'm just eyeballing it. Then I want to ink that so you can see the little spot. That looks good. And so then on this side, need to add some paper. And I had another top loading pocket. I can't remember where it's at now, that I need to, this one. I need to go ahead and punch this one as well. But which side do I want to punch it on? This side? This one? I think I want to punch it on this side this time. I've been putting them all on the other side, but I think I want to do it just to add something to the top of this page. There we go. So there we have that pocket. And let's see. I think when I'm by myself, I'll just go through and cover these pages, because I'm just going to cover them, I think, with tea stain paper and some just plain journaling paper. But I want to do some of the pockets and things with you. So this is a side loading pocket, and so is this one. And I think I want to glue these two together. Looking at it. Yeah, I want to glue these two together. So this can be a top loading pocket. Or I can make another, I don't know what kind of pocket I'd want. I'm going to make it a top loading pocket. So I'm just going to glue these together real quick before I forget. So I'm just going to add glue right down the middle here, or right down the end here, the side. And then I'm going to go across the bottom. And then I got to close my book up to match those pages up. There we go. And I'm sorry that you can't see what I'm doing. I don't know if there's a way to show you. There's not, I don't think. But I'm just pulling my book closed to match the pages up so that everything goes together good. So there's another one. So now I don't know if I want to put the tab here or here. So I'll decide depending on what I put on this page. And I do have some things laid out. What if I did this one? There's not a lot of pockets through here. That's true. So let's do it right here. So I have this that I laid out. And it is another one of the pages I've cut down. Papers that I've cut down. And then in the kit that this one was in, it come with this little decorative piece here. And so it's really supposed to be like the cover of the book, but I'm going to turn this into a pocket here. So let's do that. So here is some of the pieces that I want to use. Okay, so I've gone ahead and inked it. I think I'm just ready to start adding the pieces together. So I'm going to layer them up and then I'll add them to the page. So this one, I want to layer a little lace underneath it, kind of like that. I just want it to be straight. So let me add the lace to this one. I don't think there's a top and bottom. There's not, so let's just use that side. I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac again. And I need to lay the lace beside it and see how long it is. Then I'm just going to lay it right here and let it hang over and make sure it's even. Because my lace is not cut even. This is just a piece from something I cut off when I was working on another project, but I thought this would look cute on it. So while this is drying, I'm going to make sure everything, let me glue this down. Since this is going to be a pocket, we don't want this to get in the way of adding anything to the inside of it. So let's just get some of that glue on there. And then while it dries, let's work on the top piece. So for this top piece, we are going to be adding a little doily. It's going to actually go under it, but we're going to add a little doily there, something like that. And then this little piece here. So let's see. Something like that. So let's see if it's dry enough. I think it is. I want to lay it on top of there so we can kind of get an idea of where everything's going to go. So I'm going to center that up there. And then this doily can go like this. And then this will go down here in the corner. So I need to just trim that doily off from here to there. From about here. I'm just eyeballing this. Hopefully this is right. If not, I'll trim a little bit more off. Kind of like that. And then maybe like this. And now I'm kind of debating if I like that or not. I think I might just like the flower better there, now that I've tried it. So I'm just going to put the flower instead. So I'm going to glue this on, but this is going to be a pocket. So I want to glue on 3 sides and have a side pocket here. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay. There we go. And I debated on putting the little punch and a half circle out of this, but then I decided I didn't want to do that. So then I'm going to take and layer this flower right here. So let's just add a little glue to it. And then this is going to be a top loading pocket. So I'm just going to add the flower like that, and it's going to overlap onto this page here. And so this is going to be a top loading pocket. So I'm just going to glue down this side, the bottom, and then the other side. And I'm going to have to use Fabri-Tac on the other side just because there's fabric there. I'm afraid it won't attach well. And I'm going to be sliding things in and out, so I want to make sure it's not going to come off. Okay, so I'm just going to stick it down right there, and it's okay that the flowers is hanging over and the lace is hanging over, because that's what I wanted. I want it to hang over onto the book page, and then I'll glue it down onto that. So we're just going to put that, I'm trying to figure out, I think I want it on this side so that the lace can hang out of the book, and then on this side will be something else. Okay, so that's good. So now I'm just looking, make sure I've got everything on it that I want. So I'm just going to add it to the book page. And do I want this to be a pocket? It's a pocket here and a pocket here. I don't think I do. I think I'm just going to add it to the book page. I'm going to take this paper clip off here, and it was supposed to be a side loading pocket. We'll just remember that. And I'm just going to add this to the center of the page. Try to line it up the best I can. We'll have just a little hangover there of lace, which is cool. I was just looking at it, I almost thought I had it upside down, but I got it right set up. That would have been a disaster, because I don't think it's coming off. I'd have had to cover it up. So, okay, so this one and this one are the side loading pockets. So let's go ahead and glue that now. So let's glue there and there. Once again, I'm just going to pull it closed. Now, since I have this lace here, the tab will have to go on this side, but I'll wait till I add whatever I'm adding to that to put the tab there. So let's go ahead and do the page to match this one, and I'm thinking it's going to be, should it be this or this? I'm thinking this one. But will my little guy get cut down? Let's see here. This is the size the pages are. His little scarf will get trimmed off. And this one, it will go over to, it'll cut some of those words off unless I trim it down like that. Just trying to decide which one I want to do. I like to Let It Snow. I think that's the one I'm going to use. I'm just going to have to cut around the piece of paper, cut so that I don't cut my words off. I want to make sure I line this up correctly. So like this. Okay. And then I'm going to have to cut it down to fit the page. And I found out that I cut mine to about 5 inches wide for each page. Maybe a little over it. I go a little hair over that. Okay. I'm going to have a lot of strips to make a lot of little, maybe I should collage a page next. We'll have to try that with some of these strips. I think I've got plenty of strips now. So maybe we should go ahead and collage a page again. But this time do a little different collage. Instead of a bunch of squares, let's collage it with strips. I'll look and see how many I have once I ink this and glue it on. And if I have enough, we'll try that. And if not, we'll save it for another page and we'll do it soon. Okay. Just Let It Snow may get covered up anyway when I start working in my journal, because then I may just cover it up with a picture. But for now, I want it there. Let's see. I think that fits perfect. So let's go ahead and add it. That is stuck immediately and stuck good using that double-sided tape. I'm really liking it. For some reason this weekend I didn't want to use a lot of glue. Normally I'm just the glue queen. I've just got glue going everywhere, gobs of it. But this weekend for some reason I just wanted to pull this double-sided tape machine out and use it. I don't know, but sometimes we just like to work with different stuff. Okay, just going to go through and ink these pages. And once they're inked, I'll be right back with you so you can see what they look like. So here they are inked up, and I really love the spread, how it turned out. And I don't have any journaling cards to put in there yet to show you, but we will make those in another video. So I think that's a good stopping point. And so then in the next video, we'll come back and decorate the journal just a little bit more. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.